Terrific. Okay, now we turn our attention to Australia, and I tell you, this has been dubbed Australia's biggest insurance rip-off. 3 months, nearly 3 months after Queensland flood disaster, thousands of survivors continue to live in extraordinary, dire circumstances because insurers are delaying or even denying claims. Now, we investigate why the struggle through the red tape is taking so long and meet a battling couple who have lost everything. They have been insured all their lives, but because of the small print, might not get anything. Have a look.
I'm in the Lockyer Valley, in the area that was devastated by the floods in January this year. An 8-metre wall of water ripped through this tight-knit community with little warning, leaving residents fighting for their lives. And the residents of this area really want to move on and start rebuilding their lives. But many of them are in a state of limbo because they're not sure if they're eligible for an insurance payout. We're about to meet Fran and Kenley. Oh, so nice to meet you. It's been months since the disaster, and like many, they're still living in temporary accommodation because their insurance simply isn't paying out. Tell us about your experience with the floods. What happened that day?
Well, what happened was we wasn't warned about the floods coming until my daughter rang. So within probably less than 2 minutes, we hopped in the vehicle, but we struck this wall of water 7 metres high. With less than 2 seconds, the vehicle disappeared away from us. We didn't have to swim out, it just pulled away from us. Then we was washed with the flow, which we couldn't swim against. We swam with the flow and sort of crossed with the flow towards these trees, about 50 metres. One stage, I looked over my shoulder to the west and this big shipping container was coming towards us. And we said, that's the time we both said goodbye to one another. We just hung on and hung on and hung on. And I don't know how much longer could I hang on. When I got up in the helicopter, when they rinsed me up, they put me on the floor to take my harness off, and I couldn't even get up off the floor.
I think it's against all odds we survived.
What have you lost?
Well, we've lost everything. We've lost the 2 vehicles, all our furniture, only the thing we really got was a few photos on the wall, that's all.
What's your experience with the insurance company been like?
Well, insurance, they rejected us once, and then we had a person with the insurance company approached them again, and he also got rejected. So now we are in the process of legal aid. We can fight them and then see what happens from there. It might end up going to court, probably.
How does it feel to have had insurance your whole life, to have only made one claim and now they're not going to help you?
Just ask them to pay up. We paid our premiums for all of our life, so why should we miss out this time?
You think you're safe when you're insured, don't you? You know, like what insurance company's for.
Are you worried about your future?
It's so hard for us to have to start again because I'm coming up 65 on Friday. Kenley is 72 and he worked 5 years past the retiring age and we're too old to start again. We just can't go out and go to work. So one wonders why God spared us to come back to all this turmoil.
I'm here with Steve Jones, the Mayor of the Lockyer Valley Regional Council. Steve, how many people in your area have been affected by insurance companies not paying out?
Look, there is a considerable number. We've probably got 20 or 30 on the books at the moment that are very concerned about where they're heading, and it is an issue that's very concerning to our council and our community.
Why do you think there's a delay and how is it affecting the community?
Look, it is concerning me, that delay. I would quite clearly say to the insurance companies that they need to get off their backside because it's their inaction which is causing a lot of psychological pain.
So are you prepared to name and shame these insurance companies?
Look, most certainly, as long as we are correctly advised on how to do that, we're quite prepared to stand up and put those names up on the billboards if need be.
Steve, thank you very much for sharing your time with us today, and we really hope that you're able to get Grantham back on their feet and that the insurance companies are able to pay up, because it certainly is a beautiful community and they don't deserve to be going through all of this right now.
Everybody hurts.
Emily, thank you for that story. It just is not fair. It's terrible to think you work hard your entire life, you do the right thing, you pay your insurance, and when disaster strikes, you might not even get a single cent just because of the fine print. You understand earlier on, insurance companies must have been overwhelmed with the sheer numbers, but it isn't fair. And be sure we will be tracking this story and we will keep you in the loop as to how it does progress. So, I mean, what examples maybe as viewers that you've had? Is it fair? What's your view? Email us, kerryann@9.com.au. Bureaucratic red tape, have you suffered the same? Let us know this morning. We'll get to some of your emails. But now, well, it's been quite a few weeks again since Oprah